Howdy y'all, and welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. I don't know where I'm at. Why did you spawn me here instead of up here? It's Horde night, I think. Or no, maybe it's Horde day just started. I was thinking it was Horde night, but the numbers aren't red. Look. I'm staying at... Am I staying warm this time? Now that I got clothes. Oh. Well. Hey, buddy. Ooh, that's something I've got to fix. Okay, let's see if we can figure out where that spot was. Try and clean that up a little bit. I don't need zombies having some way to get close to where I'm at. Okay. Okay, I can't even find a stairway up. Oh, there it is. Wasn't there, right? It was higher. I didn't even look. I just walked right on that hole. Nice. Well, I've been watching new show this week. Didn't get a chance to watch any movies this week. We did watch John Wick yesterday. I saw one of them. I don't know, it's up higher. Saw one of them. I don't know what it was. YouTube short or something that was like, here's the phone call scene from John Wick. I'm like, ooh, that's such a good movie. So I've been wanting to watch it, and I'm like, all right, this is what we're doing today. We're watching John Wick. I did it again. Holy crap, I cannot see. Cannot see that hole in the floor for some reason. Alright, we come upstairs. Alright. And then I look around because I'm blind and I don't remember where I went. Okay, and so we're in here. That's a hole in the floor. There you go. There you go. Okay. And then that's your ladder. So we either need to take this out. That won't help though, will it? Or we fill it in. So yeah, so I've been watching spoilers for Paradise. I saw there was a trailer. Season 2 is currently ongoing. And okay, so that should stop them from trying to path through there. I should probably... Oh, I've got to make a hammer. I was gonna turn that into better blocks, but I don't have a tool to do that with. So yeah, so I was watching Paradise. Uh, it's I want to say it's good. Um, it's not great. All right. What do I need? I need duct tape, leather, wood, and pretty much just need leather and duct tape. I got everything else on me. Um, it has really, really good moments and occasionally really good episodes, but it's also got the most mediocre milquetoast episodes. Uh, and I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm struggling with it, but I am. Uh, I I don't know. Struggling is the wrong word. I'm not struggling with it. It's good. It's good. It's just I wish it was a little less on the nose, I think, and a little more. There's only one thing that they haven't revealed anything about, really, at this point that I'm at. I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in, um, and it's so what it's about is uh, they build uh they build an underground city, and it houses 25,000 people, and so it's basically a bunch of rich people and like the president built it, and then they bring in a bunch of like their families and stuff, and probably just like workers and things to keep it going. But the whole thing is like this weird. It's a city, and it's like a suburb kind of a city, and like there are no tall buildings in this place. It's all like little 1 story houses and stuff. There might be I'm 2 storied houses, suburby stuff kind of stuff, um and so um the main character is uh the president's oh, I didn't realize that thing was cooking. I guess that should keep cooking. Is the president's head Secret Service agent, and um like I said, I'm like 6 episodes in. I think I'm 6 episodes in, and so they don't reveal a whole lot as the show is ongoing, and so nope, you're not sure exactly what has happened because they don't explain anything. You know how shows do. Uh, they're trying to be mysterious, and so um, I don't know if there are any real flashbacks in the first episode, and then every episode after that is a lot of flashback stuff. And so the world has ended, but you don't know why in the first episode. And they're saying that the only people left on the planet are the people who are in this bunker. But they don't tell you why they're the only people left alive. And I've it's one thing to have like a mystery in your show, but I don't think every fact needs to be coy like this. And so I wouldn't say it's frustrating, but it's I don't know. It's like, could you just tell me at this point? Could you just tell me? Okay. Some big reveals, cool. Everything's got to be a big reveal, not cool. And That's the one issue I have with it. And so it's like there's like really mundane stuff, and then there's like really good story stuff, but they're mixed together. And so like um I don't know what the point is. I don't know what the point is. Like so the Secret Service agent guy, right? Okay, I know I saw oh, it was this stuff. I was like, I know I saw things that still need to be worked on down here. Um and so like they'll be like here's big important story thing. But here's also the side story about how the oh now I'm out of lumber, dang it. Here's also the side story that has no impact at all, as far as I can tell, on the storyline. But here's how the Secret Service agent's kid, because he's there with his two kids, because his wife didn't make it to the airport she was supposed to get to. Um, how his young son says that this year is the year he's going to ride the Ferris wheel, and so the father is like absolutely distracted by what's going on, um, and the kid is like freaking out about riding the Ferris wheel and trying to get the nerve to ride the Ferris wheel. I'm just like, okay. And then, oh, you know what? He rides the Ferris wheel. Woo! He rides it by himself. Ooh. I'm like, okay, but it's got no bearing on the show so far. Um, and even if it comes out later that kid needs to climb on something really tall to save something, that Ferris wheel scene didn't need to be. Didn't need to be. Uh, uh, and so just it's stuff like that, or like uh, here's here's another scene. Okay, uh, so he's got a buddy who's also in the Secret Service. Uh, so he's like the head of the Secret Service, and then this guy's like his main guy underneath of him, and they're like best friends, right? And so um, the president has told this woman who's a psychiatrist that this guy's dangerous and needs to be watched. Okay, and so she tells the Secret Service guy, the head X. His name is Xavier or Xavier. I think it's Xavier, and so they call him X. So um, X gets told that he's dangerous and needs to be watched, and then there's just this random scene where he drives up to X's house where his kids are waiting for him, with his gun in his hands. But the scene doesn't mean anything. It was just there to make you think, oh, maybe he's a bad guy. It had no point, 0 point to that scene other than, ooh, maybe he's a bad guy. So it's not, like I said, it's too on the nose. It's not a good conspiracy like it's trying to pretend it is, unfortunately. And so those parts are weird to me. I don't they don't fit with the flow of the show. But then they have like these really good episodes. Like the one episode finally revealed what happened before before they got into the bunker, like why they went into the bunker. And that episode was really good. It was really good. And I'm just like, how can this episode be so good? And then those other little bits just don't fit in with what's happening. Uh, but yeah, basically, okay. This is the storyline as I understand it so far. Woman became the richest woman in the world, and then she got married, and then she had two kids, and then one of the kids died from cancer or something. Um, okay, and so uh, uh, when he died, when he died, he told his mother that he wanted to go to heaven, and she asked him what, or she said that heaven was whatever you want it to be, and he said he wanted to be just like their home, except with more mechanical horse rides. And so then they show you that the city that she built in the mountain where everybody's currently at has a bunch of horse rides, right? Like, okay, fine, whatever. Um, and so then they show her after her kid has died attending like a end of the world symposium. Like this is before they know anything, and there's like this one scientist. And there's like six people in his room listening to him, and she's one of them. And then one of the other ones is the future president of the United States. And so he says that uh, basically he just says everything within 300 feet of shorelines within the next 10 years are going to be destroyed and stuff like that. And so uh, so she's kind of crazy at this point. And so she just wants to keep her remaining child as safe as possible, which is why she's attending this symposium, I think. And it's why she decided to build the city to keep her child as safe as possible. Um, and and so uh, okay, we should probably go hit a building here now. It's daytime. And so okay, I think I did that one last time. Maybe. So we can find something a little nicer. And so then I don't know why the president's involved, but he's involved, and they haven't revealed his backstory for that kind of stuff if they ever do. So basically, we got a woman driven crazy by her sorrow, has to protect her child at all costs, builds an underground city to protect her from the upcoming cataclysm. Uh, uh, let's go in the firehouse, maybe. First off, get with me. Second off, I don't know where I put my bedroll down last time. So, um, so then what happened was, a volcano suddenly erupted, in Antarctica. They thought they would have more time, uh, and instead of days or weeks like they were expecting, they or months. I think one of the guys said he thought that there'd be worst case scenario for them was that was that they'd get 2 months of seismic activity before something like this happened. I don't think they were specifically looking at Antarctica. I think that was just the one that did it, uh, and so Instead, they got minutes, and so they emergency evacuated everyone out. Okay, I thought I heard a guy. To their new city base. Okay, and and then once they got there, well, on their way there, this was the big reveal in the good, really good episode was all their evacuation stuff, and I really liked that episode. It was good. Um, and because it had like people who thought who didn't know anything about it, and then when they were evacuating the president, they thought that they were going to go with the president, and then they're like holding off the staff of the White House, and because Washington D.C. is too close to the shoreline to survive, and they're flying the president out in helicopters, and the chosen people who are going to this underground city who work with him, but most of the people don't know there's an underground city, and so they're just like, the president's fleeing without us, and so it was I liked it. I liked the whole people going crazy because of what's happening, uh, trying to fight each other over the helicopters and stuff like that, and so during that, they reveal that I think someone made a comment that the surface was radioactive earlier in this show. And so I was confused because they had mentioned a volcano. They'd shown a picture of a volcano or a video of a volcano erupting. And I'm like, okay, well, volcano's not really going to make it radioactive. So, uh, and, like, I can understand, like, a big enough volcano is going to blanket the atmosphere in ash, kind of thing. And, I can understand that, but I know why it's radioactive, and they're like, oh, well, once the tidal wave from Antarctica was coming and was going to destroy everything along the coastlines, uh, like 300 feet. Was it 300 feet? 300 miles? I don't remember. I don't remember what the guy said. But I know they said oh, look at this. Patchwork long underwear. Heck yeah. Finding clothes now. Um, but it created a tsunami that was like 300 feet tall that was going to travel from Antarctica to the Arctic and then back again over and over, destroying everything that was below a certain sea level, basically. Well, it couldn't destroy everything below a certain sea level, but everything close to the ocean below a certain sea level. And there's a great scene where they had where they had that was a lot of guys. Surprised I survived it. I almost didn't. Um, they showed a reporter, and they're like, "Are you safe?" And she's like, "Well, oh, nice, dude. That's my fifth scrapping tool. Fifth scrapping tool book. Ridiculous." I thought I heard a dog. So, she's standing there and she's like, Well, I'm on the north side of the island, and the tsunami's coming from the south, and we're in a 20-story building. How bad could it be, right? And then in the background, you see this giant, giant tidal wave coming, and I don't want to buy anything from the vending machine. And so, nothing hiding in there. Got a weird hole in the ceiling. And then like the air pressure from the wind or from the wave coming, like blows out her eardrums and stuff, and so she knocks her down, and she gets back up, and there's like blood coming out of her nose, and she's like, it's painful, the pressure from the wind, and then this giant wave just comes across the entire island that she's on, and then just before it hits her, the camera cuts out, and the guy's like, "Are you there? I think we lost her. Can we get her back? Is there a way we can get her back?" I'm just thinking, dude, she's gone. She's gone. That wave just wiped her out. So that whole episode was just really, really cool. And then like they said Russia and China started nuclear war with each other in the fighting over resources in the few minutes they had before the tidal waves get there, I guess. And then listen, buzzard. I'm gonna get killed by a buzzard. I got killed by a buzzard. Oh man. So by a buzzard. I couldn't hit him. I don't know I don't know what was going on. He wouldn't let me smack him. Yeah, I know. I've been resurrected. Um so yeah, and then at the very end of it, the um earlier in the episode, you found out that the the ex hates the president because the president promised to get his wife out. Although now that I've seen what happened, his hatred for the president doesn't make any sense. Uh, like he hates the president because his wife refused to not go to another city, even though the president told him not to let her go. And then, was that buzzard not going to come back? Maybe I did get the buzzard. Nope, there he is. Oh, really? That time I got him. Um, and then because she was in another city after the president told her not to, he's like, "You should have let us know 10 years ago. I wouldn't have let her go." I'm like, he told you bad stuff was coming. Told you. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know why he's acting like that. I don't think he would act like that. Honestly, I don't understand what his hatred of the president has anything to do with the show anyways. It has no impact on what is going on at all. So it's a weird thing to throw in. Because, the president gets killed at the end of the first episode, and you don't know why. And you don't know who's done it either. Like I said, I'm like 6 episodes in. They still haven't revealed why or who. Um, and you can't believe the people who are telling you things because they're liars. But yeah, so uh, for whatever reason, he blames the president for his wife not listening to him when he told her not to go to Atlanta. And so because she was in Atlanta, she didn't make it onto she said she couldn't make it to the airport. Um, and so, uh, and then they watched as nuclear weapons came down for the United States. And so while they were arcing for the United States, the president and the woman who built the city, they call her Sinatra, and she's like, "You got to do it, President. Mr. President. You got to launch the nukes." And he's like, "Well, here's the thing. Everyone knows that the football is designed to launch nuclear weapons. But what they don't know, or most people don't know, oh, see, look, that's handy, is that the football also contains um, codes for a second system, which releases a EMP around the world. There's satellites that were put up by a previous president that will detonate, causing an EMP blast that will cover the world and take out all electronics, including nuclear weapons. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, sure. Maybe the ones in flight, but unless everything's in flight, that's not necessarily going to work. Um, and he's like, I'll take out all the subs and everything. I'm like, okay, show. And so he enters that code instead of the launch all our nukes at everybody code. And um, while the woman's sitting there yelling at him not to do it because she needs the surface wiped out to keep everybody safe inside her city for I don't know. And oh right, I was like, "Where's my bike?" But it's in my inventory. And so just before the nuke hits Atlanta, right, the EMP takes it out. But the guy doesn't know, and so he thinks his wife is dead in a nuclear explosion in Atlanta, and and so he hates the president because his wife is dead, even though the president had nothing to do with it. So that's important because the president's dead, and they don't know who to blame, and so I really enjoyed the beginning of the one episode where they gave the backstory for his best friend, but it was I don't know what you would call it, a red herring episode because they gave his backstory and then killed his best friend in the same episode. Like, why? You just wasted an entire episode for a guy you were gonna kill off. He'd have been way more interesting of a character with that backstory revealed if he'd stayed on the show. You literally made an episode for a guy you killed off in the same episode. Um, so you find out in that episode that not only did that woman build the city and then want the president to well, you don't find out that she wanted him to blow up everything. I'll be fair, his generals also want him to blow up everything. It's not like she was particularly crazy on that moment, but um, uh, they, the president found out because he hadn't been told that the nuclear winter that they were saying was happening. Oh, I got another. Um, wasn't real. I mean, he should have known, I guess, if he was involved in stopping it. But he found out that no. Mm, you know what? I think I can't remember. I can't remember what was the catalyst for it, but basically what happened was the they decided to send out some people to the surface to see what had happened. And they decided that this was the only way to calm the people down. And so they sent out a group of scientisty people, and there were 4 of them, and they went out and they discovered that the surface was not irradiated like they'd been told, because no one had been told that the president did the EMP. And so they weren't told that. And so when the scientists got out there, they're like, it's not as bad as we were told. Maybe we can find some survivors. And then they set up a series of shortwave radio transmitters, I guess, is what the Sinatra said. And they found people. And they were going to bring some of the people back to the base, and she told them they couldn't. And so instead, she had also sent out, unbeknownst to them, uh, the best friend. I can't remember what his name was. Let's call him Jace. I don't remember if that was his name or not, but we'll call him Jace. So Jace goes out and follows them, and then when they try to bring the person back, Jace kills them all on orders from Sinatra. Nope. And so that was the big reveal for Jace, and then Jace was gonna tell X what he had done, and so before that happened, he went to Sinatra and he was like, I'm done with your nonsense. I'm going to reveal what has happened. People deserve to know that things aren't as bad as we've been telling them. And she's like, no, everybody has to stay in the bunker. And so he was like, you know me, you know my backstory. You know what I can do. So if you, oh, you did get done. Okay. If you decide that you want to come for me, then you better send your big dog, or the biggest dog you got, or something like that. And so I'm almost certain, given the way the show goes, I'm almost certain that the woman that he is seeing, living with, who's also one of the Secret Service agents, who pretends to be kind of innocent and bumbling, is actually her daughter. I'm almost positive it's her daughter. I could be wrong, but she's also turns out to be a crazy killer person, and even though she's been seeing this dude for ages now, uh, he gets home. He tells X he'll tell him everything he knows the next day. And then he gets home, and then she's there, and she hands him a beer. I don't know if she hands it to him, but he gets a beer anyways, and he starts drinking it. And then after a few... Oh, I'm looking for my hammer. It's not on my hotbar. After a few drinks, he collapses on the floor. And then... she starts spilling a pill bottle over on the table and cleaning up things, and then she leans down and she's like, you told Sinatra to send her big dog? Well, here I am. And I'm like, really? But they spent that whole episode revealing his backstory, which was just basically he came from an abusive family, and he went to went to jail for killing his uncle who was slapping him around, and then he got in a fight while he was in prison, juvenile detention, and then when he got out, the mercenary group was there because they were recruiting from juvenile detentions, and then they took him, and he joined the military or joined the mercenary group, and then the mercenary group was hired as security uh, for the evacuation, and that's how he ended up meeting X and becoming X's friend, and they're like, all this stuff, and so just like, it's like, why go through that entire episode showing his backstory just to kill him off at the end of the episode, especially since they're trying to make this into some conspiracy where this guy is the guy responsible, and I'm just like, okay, and then that's where my farm is. I'm like, why is that not filled in? I hear you. I don't see you. So yeah, so it's got some good moments, it's got some weird moments. I really enjoyed the one episode where they rebelled. That's over now. And the rebellion was good, cuz they're trying to play off that this X is like super analytical about everything. I hope this doesn't collapse my thing. It did. Oh, well, it didn't. It didn't. We're still okay. Oh, well, we were better off before I did that. Please don't collapse. Okay. This is what I want to do. Okay. I don't. Okay. I'm not going to do that again. So they have like one episode. Okay, it's too much. They have one episode where they go and they X now knows some things, and he realizes Sinatra is probably the person causing all the issues, and so his next door neighbor uh, must be one of the software engineers who developed the system that runs the city, and so they have him code some messages to appear on the fake sky, and then he talks to the head of security at the. She might just be the head of security, but she also wants Sinatra gone, and so she helps him. She knows where the guns are at and the code to get to the guns, and then And so they get some guns, they get some people, they know the plans on how they're going to evacuate, and so the plan is to get everybody, all the people in charge, to evacuate to a bunker, and so they want to. That only happens if the system goes into reboot, and so they put these messages on the sky. That they've been lying to you. Do you want to know the truth? And then at the very end of the messages on the sky, it says, "Do you know who Sinatra is? Well, here's the truth." And then it counts down, and then just as it gets to zero, Sinatra makes them reboot the system, which activates the protocol, and so they all run for the bunker, and then the psychiatrist realizes that he's just doing this so that he can get all of them into the bunker and lock them down. And so they've got everyone locked down except for Sinatra and the psychiatrist. And she's like, just talk to her. I don't understand why people are listening to this woman. They have not explained why they're listening to this woman. I know she built the bunker, but she doesn't seem particularly genius level planner or anything, because I haven't seen her do anything other than issue orders, and everybody's afraid of her. Um, but it's like she got. If it had been X's intention to kill her, she'd be dead. Uh, so she's not some super genius. They didn't even take her. They didn't even take her security. She sent her security away, and so it was just her and X. And she sent her. I'm pretty sure it's her daughter Jane to kidnap his daughter, who was supposed to be hidden, but they added this whole thing where she's romantically interested in the president's son, and so they keep. Oh, the guys. And and so she was out and about where she wasn't supposed to be, and so now she's been captured. And so then Sinatra's like, "I've got your daughter, and here's recording that proves that your wife is still alive." And that was the last episode I watched. So, it's like I said, it's pretty good, but I wish it was a little more conspiracy. I wish there was a little more mystery to it. Literally, the only mystery, the only real, I don't even know if there's a real mystery. The only thing that okay, so this is how it goes. All right, this is why I think it could be better. Um, the president's found dead on his floor. Okay, and the safe is open, and all the stuff in the safe is missing. What was in the safe? Who knows? And so then they're like, we're gonna find out who did it, because the security tapes have been altered, and once our security expert guy who runs the security tapes figures out who turned off the security cameras at those times, we'll know who did it. And so then that turns out to be Jace. And so then Jace is like, no, me and Jane are having an affair, and we like to play with the president's toys because he has like Wii Sports and stuff, which most of the people don't have access to. And so then like, oh well, he had this tablet with all this information on it, and so then it's like, oh, X's daughter has it. Did she kill the president? Well, no, she found it in the bush. She tells you like 5 seconds after they find her with it. Like, oh, so okay, so no mystery there. And then, uh, and like we're gonna find the DNA, but we don't really have DNA tools anymore. So it's gonna take us a couple of days to get the DNA, and then, but they have everybody's DNA because they have DNA locks on everything, and so you have to wear these little bracelets that let you in buildings and buy things and stuff like that. And so when they finally scan the DNA, it doesn't match anybody in the bunker. So it's from somebody outside the bunker, or just somebody not in the system, whatever. And and so I'm like, okay, so you waited like 6 episodes to tell us that. I Okay, and then so they don't know who did it. They don't know why it was done. They don't know how it was done. He didn't die where he was attacked. I'm I guess his DNA would be in the system, but I almost thought it'd be his father. Honestly, at this point, because his father's got dementia or Alzheimer's or something, and so he doesn't know who anybody is really anymore. And so I just thought it'd be him being confused. And then yeah, so I don't know. There's no real mystery of what's happening other than they won't reveal what happened to the president. And that's it. It's not a good mystery. There aren't clues. They're not following clues. They're waiting for forensics, and there's no clues that they're following. And everything else is just, here's a secret you didn't know. Let me react to that secret. Okay, that's done now. And I wish it was a little more. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the show Wayward Pines, but not as good. Although, maybe Wayward Pines isn't as good as I remember, but I remember really liking Wayward Pines and wishing that it had gotten another season. But this feels like that, but without an antagonist. There's no antagonist in this show. I that's probably my problem. Is that there's nothing for them to fight against. Because if nobody's the bad guy, then what's the point? You're just mad at the system, I guess, at this point. All right, well, that's gone on long enough, I guess. So with that, be better than small things, leave the light. I will talk to you later.